This is a prototype of the TanvasTouch Haptic Design Tool. In this demonstration, we will show how easy it is to create and adjust haptic textures and export those textures for use in other applications. On screen, you will see a visual representation of a haptic texture. This is called a haptic region. You can create new haptic regions by pressing the Add Haptics button. These regions can be moved and resized. The way each haptic region feels is determined by a texture generator and that generator's parameters. These parameters can be edited for each region. With TanvasTouch, what you see directly corresponds to what you will feel. TanvasTouch generates haptic textures using the science of electroadhesion. When you run your finger along the screen, the TanvasTouch hardware and software change the friction experienced by your finger. The haptic regions in this tool are friction maps that instruct the TanvasTouch system how to manipulate friction. The darkest parts of this region have friction closest to the natural friction of the surface you are touching. The brightest parts of each region have the highest friction. Anything in between the darkest and brightest spots produces corresponding sensation along this spectrum. For example, here I am changing the generator from a square wave to a sine wave, which changes the feeling experienced on my finger from a sensation resembling coarse sandpaper to a very different one that feels somewhat like running your fingers over the top of a box spring. Customers using early iterations of TanvasTouch technology have expressed interest in ways to quickly add haptic textures to their applications. In addition to facilitating both the creation and adjustment of haptic textures, this tool helps you apply those textures to user interfaces by importing visual mockups. TanvasTouch allows you to place haptic effects and textures anywhere on the screen. Since it is based on electroadhesion, the technology does not require any moving parts. Experimenting and changing haptic effects is a simple and quick process, and you have a much larger design palette via two-dimensional friction modulation versus traditional vibrotactile haptic generation, which requires tuning and is more limited in its range of effects.